Gamers Rhapsody, a convention celebrating the development, music, and art of video games. My name is Rachel, aka Gamerfangirl, and let's just jump right into it. The first panel that I went to was the Midwest Game Jam, which talked about what a game jam was and what the rules were when doing a game jam.
So the format of a game jam, you basically only need 4 components. You need somewhere to have it, how long you want to have it, a theme, and then if you want to limit the technology, because there's lots of different things that you can use to make games. So if you want to be specific and say this is a scratch-only jam, or this is a jam that you can only use Unity in, we don't have any of those restraints this year.
So as you can see from the format there, it's game jams they have a time constraint. They usually have certain formats, like sometimes they'll have technology restraints, but generally that's the sort of main format that most game jams have. And game jams over the years have been becoming increasingly more and more popular. And in fact, in the beginning of the video, the clips of the video games that you see there are actually from the previous game jam. So, I mean, if you're pretty impressed with how they did it last year, I'm actually really interested to see how the developers are going to do this year and what new fresh ideas that they're going to have. So I'm really excited for that. So the next panel that I went to was a talk with Jerron Moore, and Emily Reese was there as well. And for those of you who don't know, Emily Reese is a well-known podcaster, and she sort of like moderated the talk in a way, and it was basically Jerron Moore was there, and if those of you who are not familiar with him, he created Zelda Symphony of the Goddess and Pokemon, the new Pokemon orchestral masterpiece, Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions. And mainly he talked about his start, like where how he got started into, you know, doing video game music in a way, and like how it kind of grew from there. And it was really interesting to see. Here's a clip from it, and I hope you enjoy it.
My cousin actually introduced me to Zelda, who lived in Oklahoma City. I'm from Dallas, and we would drive up there for Christmas or Thanksgiving, depending on, you know, whose year it was. And he had a Nintendo as well, and I hadn't gotten Zelda yet. He had. I was more of a Mario guy at that point, and he showed it to me, and he was showing me how big this world was and kind of traversing the map and the secrets and everything. And I was definitely more of a Mario guy, only because I hadn't discovered Zelda yet, but I loved fantasy. So instantly I just kind of got attached to it. And of course the music was very sticky in my head, and, you know, I'd hum along with it and stuff. But he had gotten all the way to Ganon, and he was so proud of himself. And he was like, "Here, you want to try? Like, I can't get past this guy. You want to try and do it?" And so I was like, "Sure." And so I sat down and was you know, battling Ganon. And of course, I had no clue as to like the journey it took for him to get to that point. I was like, "Oh, I just kind of walk in and he's doing that." So at that point, I didn't realize and I can't even remember at this point, you had to hold down the power button to save the game, or there's a way to like do a save state. Anyway, I got frustrated. He'd left the room to go do something else. I got frustrated with it, and I just turned it off. And it completely wiped his progress. And he actually got to sit in the corner the rest of the day. He threw such a huge fit at me. And of course, I didn't get it. I had no appreciation for his temper tantrum that he was throwing until years later. I really appreciated it, and I had to sincerely apologize to him. So that was kind of my intro to Zelda, which was a lot of fun.
And then last but not least, I did make one of the performances that night. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to see Super Mercado Bros. Because I had to eat food, and I needed some time away from people. So unfortunately, I did missing that performance, but I did catch Rave Pulse, and that is the music in the beginning of the video. And I'll show you a little clip of it. He was a really fun guy. I loved his music, and I really hope to see more of his music in the future because it was really, really fun. And normally, I'm not really into, um, I'm personally not really into sort of like electronica DJ sounds, but I did, was jamming out to it. So, yeah, so here's a little clip from it. That is the recap for the convention day uno. I will be posting another video in the next day to recap the second day, and we'll definitely be seeing more panels and more concerts and a lot more video game stuff. So again, it is I, Gamer Fangirl. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.